In Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean, lies India's ancient natural treasure, corals. Welcome to Winsome Planet!
Going to try the scuba diving right now. கல் இருக்கு இப்படியே தெரியுது வேற.
We are going to see about 7 surprising facts about corals. Number 1. Corals are animals. Corals are sometimes mistaken for plants with their branch-like features, or rocks for the hard calcium carbonate skeletons some create around their soft bodies. But they are animals. Coral is an animal with plant-like cells living inside of it. Small coral polyps, each with a mouth and a stomach, grow and divide to form large colonies that are the building blocks of coral reefs. As slow-growing organisms, a new coral will start as one polyp and can grow and divide over hundreds or thousands of years to form colonies as big as a car or a house. Reef-building corals are cousins of animals like jellyfish and sea anemones, classified together as cnidarians. Coral reefs are some of the world's largest living structures and can be seen from outer space. At number 2. Corals can be fluorescent. Some corals can naturally produce fluorescent pigments that can appear as a wide array of colors. It's thought that the fluorescent molecules may have a protective function to shield corals from ultraviolet and high light. Corals are indicator species, meaning they are very sensitive to environmental changes in their ecosystem. In great environmental conditions, coral colonies have been documented to live for hundreds or thousands of years. In perfect conditions, researchers think that they could live forever. Number 3. Corals eat plankton or small fishes. Each coral polyp has stinging cells in its tentacles that are used like harpoons to spear floating plants and animals, called plankton. Like their jellyfish cousins, corals have stinging cells to help them catch, debilitate, and eat their plankton or fish prey. Coral cells also have a symbiotic or mutually beneficial relationship with algae. As another source of energy, the tiny algae live inside the coral's cells and harnesses sunlight to produce food for the coral. Number 4. There are hundreds of coral species of all colors, shapes and sizes. Corals are so diverse in their shapes, size and colors. Mound and boulder corals grow to look like their name as enormous round mounds on the seafloor. Giant corals look like a human brain with maze like patterns weaving across their shape. Branching corals can grow up and out like tree branches or create a flat top like a table. Sea fans, a type of soft corals that doesn't create a hard exoskeleton, have giant flat fans that wave gently back and forth with the water's current. Sea pens or sea whips look like trees, forming what can truly look like an underwater forest. Pillar corals grow in tall columns that in colonies can look like a city skyline. Number 5. Corals can move. Though adult corals are attached to the ocean floor, corals in the larval or baby life stage can swim. When coral reproduce, they release sperms and eggs into the water. When the eggs and sperm come together and fertilize, they form tiny baby swimming coral larvae. The babies can ride ocean currents, and when they find a new suitable place to live, they will swim down and attach themselves to the bottom and grow into a new coral colony. Number 6. Corals support 25% of ocean life. Coral are often referred to as a foundational or architect species or ecosystem engineers for constructing the physical space where animals live. Think of a coral reef like an underwater forest, a three-dimensional structure growing up from the sea floor. There would be no forest without the trees. A coral reef provides a habitat and a home for a huge biodiverse community of ocean life. In addition to supporting marine life, coral provide food and income for hundreds of millions of people. Coral produce our sandy white beaches and protect our shores from up to 90% of potentially damaging waves and flooding.
Take out your regulator, sir. Take it out, yes. How is it, sir? It's a different world. Welcome to Winsome Planet. Yeah. I enjoyed a lot. It's a different world inside. Yes, yes. Thank you so much for showing it excellently. 100 of 100. 5 stars.
Number 7. Climate change is the biggest threat to corals. Warming waters due to climate change are putting immense stress on our vulnerable coral populations. Coral bleaching is a stress response that corals have when the water is too warm. Rising ocean temperatures are causing corals to bleach by expelling their symbiotic algae, leaving them bone white and vulnerable to starvation and disease. Bleached corals are essentially starving and likely to die if the water temperature doesn't go back down. Coral bleaching is happening more frequently and severely as our oceans are warming due to climate change. If we do not take action to reduce our greenhouse gas emission, climate change threatens to wipe out most coral reefs over the next few decades. Everyone can play a part to reduce the impact of climate change by diving responsibly when you visit coral reefs, avoid touching reefs or anchoring your boat on the reef. Contact with the reef will damage the delicate coral animals, and anchoring on the reef can kill corals. Wear a reef-friendly sunscreen. Several common sunscreen ingredients, including oxybenzone and octinoxate, have been shown to be toxic to coral reefs. Sunscreens that use non-nano zinc oxide as their active ingredients do not contribute to coral bleaching. Leave no traces. Any kind of litter pollutes the water and can harm the reef and the reef dwellers. Make your lawn, garden, farm free of chemicals that affects coral reefs. You may live thousands of miles from a coral reef, but the products you put on your lawn, garden, or farm will eventually flow into the water system. Use green alternatives for fertilizers and pesticides that won't harm coral reefs and marine lives. Coral reefs have already been reduced by more than 50%, and our generation might be the last one to witness one of our planet's greatest treasure before it disappears. Our actions now will determine if our future generation of children will see it too.